A common misperception is that the Jews were forced into the diaspora by the Romans after the destruction of the Second Temple in 70 CE. Then, 1,800 years later, suddenly they returned to Palestine demanding their country back. In reality, the Jewish people have maintained a presence in their historic homeland for more than 3,700 years. They have a national language and a distinct civilization that's related to the homeland in Palestine. The Jewish people base their claim to their homeland on at least 4 premises. One, for many religious Jews, they believe that God promised them the land through the patriarch Abraham. The Jews also had an independent state in Palestine, a kingdom, for over 400 years. The Jewish people settled and developed the land, and the international community granted political sovereignty in Palestine to the Jewish people, and ultimately part of the territory was captured in defensive wars. Even after the destruction of the Second Temple in Jerusalem in 70 CE and the beginning of the Jewish exile, Jewish life in Palestine continued and often flourished. By the early 19th century, before the birth of modern Zionist movement, in fact, more than 10,000 Jews lived throughout the land of Israel. The 78 years of nation building that began in 1870 culminated in the reestablishment of the State of Israel. Israel's international birth certificate was validated by the promise of the Bible, uninterrupted Jewish settlement from the time of Joshua onward, the Balfour Declaration of 1917, the League of Nations Mandate, which incorporated the Balfour Declaration, the United Nations Partition Resolution of 1947, Israel's admission to the UN in 1949, the recognition of Israel by most other states, and most of all by a society created by Israel's people in the decades of thriving, dynamic, and national existence.